What we saw is that we have seen the need for the promotion of women and women's economic empowerment, more women in leadership, more women in the workforce. But what we witnessed here at the forum, even when I was on a panel 4 years ago in response to a question, and I observed that we just have women talking to women, and women understand the need for more women to be economically empowered. The important thing is to engage men. And so we started CEO Champions as a way to bring men and women CEOs into a very safe dialogue where they could share their questions, their learnings, the best practices, the failures, but they could do it safely among their peers, which was a really important network. So that's why we formed it, was to bring them together into a safe place to learn and then to make progress.
Orange is a long-term partner of the Women's Forum, and to be frank with you, I was clearly asked by some of my team women within the executive committee to be here today and to participate actively myself in this CEO Champion. I think that it's a very relevant way of promoting gender equity issues and cause, because in fact it's a small group of people, and it's a place and a time where we can exchange our practices.
Well, it's very important that top leaders, CEOs, really lead by example. Nothing really happens without a strong commitment and involvement of the CEO.
I think the CEO Champion is very important because, I'm even more convinced after this lunch, that you need people, CEO champions, especially male CEO champions, who are passionate and have sort of discovered how important it is to diversify their companies. We need to, people who are not yet convinced need to have a role model, somebody who has been successful at cracking the women issue.
The reality is that improving diversity in a company is a very long journey. If you make mistakes, you're going to lose a lot of time. If you have good ideas, it's going to accelerate. So very personally, during these exchanges we have with the CEO Champions, I learned a lot. I hope I contribute a bit, but ideas like sponsorship that we're developing at Bain currently have been in large part inspired from these exchanges.
I think, everything starts at the top, because promoting gender equality and trying to advance more women in the corporate ladder is really a strategic decision. And a strategic decision can only be taken by the boss. So it has to start at the top.
This issue of the position of women in companies and in organization is more than a company issue. It's a society issue. And I think that large organizations like Sodexo and other organizations, whether they are small or medium size, I think we have a duty, to support this change and this evolution. So as a CEO of a big organization, I think it is important that we all, cooperate to make sure that whatever we can do, we do to help this very important challenge.
This was my first time at the forum, as well as the CEO Champion luncheon today and then the afternoon session. And the reason we wanted to participate, and I know our CEO feels very passionate about this, is that it's emblematic of the importance of really growing the number of women in leadership within our company.
So for us, promoting the role of the woman in the company is absolutely strategic, very important. We have created a series of tools within Renault to make it a reality. Now, the condition to get results that the CEO and the high management support clearly this initiative, or else we won't get results. The managers of the company have to make it real, not only words.
It was a very engaging afternoon, I must say, to be able to speak in an open and transparent way with other senior leaders across the world in advancing the cause of women. Obviously, I have a personal interest in that, and it is something that was very valuable in terms of some of the action steps as it relates to bringing the cause of women, and not just at senior women with senior leadership levels, but also sort of the importance of that pipeline from university to coming into the organization on through to senior leadership levels, the executive committee, and hopefully ultimately being a CEO and a member of the board of directors.
This forum, the Women's Forum, is probably the only one where we can decide or discuss between peers on these problems, and the group that was constituted 2 years ago now of CEO champion, SGO champion on this topic, is the one which is very interesting for us, because we exchange of experience, different businesses but different culture, and then we can see how it evolves and how we can make some difference in this different part of this issue about women evolution, the responsibilities in the different boards or executive of the different women.
You know, in the United States in particular, which of course is most of my experience, there are dozens and dozens of organizations trying to promote women in business, women in law, but it's such a disparate effort. And I've really enjoyed here the concentration of companies that are here, the diversity of companies.
And I thought that the session today over the CEO Champions was very interesting. Not just that it was strategic, thoughtful, I mean, really seasoned, experienced people, but that there was really a drive towards actionable steps, that it was really focused on how can we make this something that isn't just an annual gab fest, if you will, but actually continue to have practices that can be spread more widely.
When Ernst & Young came first at the Women's Forum, it was obvious for them that CEO's commitment were crucial. And things have changed, but not that much, not sufficiently. So the CEO Champions Initiative has become a hotspot for us. And it's in the same time it's a very good sign in the same time that so many CEOs would participate in this initiative, and it's in the same time frustrating a little bit to see that without the law, for instance in France, things have not been changing that much. So we know that we have to pursue in this initiative, reiterate each year the CEO's commitment, because without their support, without their strong signal from the very bottom, from the very top, nothing would really happen.